Tracy, just unmute yourself.
Okay, can you hear me now?
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Hey,
Technology,
Tracy. Welcome back.
Well,
Hey,
thank
Tracy.
you. Always a pleasure to be here, you guys.
So what's number one on your mind that you want to start off talking about? Is it oil or?
Yeah, we can always jump in with oil, right?
Is that, number one on your radar? So it's been one heck of a range since this initial break. Tell us what's going on here.
Yeah,
It's in equilibrium.
It's kind of, I think, right now we're kind of, and I've kind of talked about this a little bit, we're consolidating here, which is nice, even though the moves are still rather large, but we are consolidating a little, so the swings aren't as huge right now, but it's still pretty bullish.
Okay.
Overall, right? You could say that's a triangle up at the top. If you look at the daily and draw
a line from here to here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So, if you draw that line, obviously we would see a failure below 94, which is where I said kind of watch.
Yeah, it's a descending triangle.
Exactly. But otherwise, it's a pretty bullish pattern on the daily.
Yeah. So what are potential catalysts? I know that the products have made new highs by quite a bit. Gasoline, diesel, squeeze on big time there. Is that about our facilities here in the U.S. not being able to refinery capacity?
Yeah, we have, and I just wrote about this, is that, we have declining refinery capacity. We also have, aging facilities. So we have seen a lot of unplanned outages, right?
Yeah.
And demand came back faster than anticipated. And so what we have is really a lack of refining capacity, which is why I like refiners here still. But I've been beating that drum for a year now.
Yeah. Well, you turned perfectly at the right time when the whole world thought oil was never going to be used again. So you've been on it and you like the refiners. So bullish oil, nothing except, buy breaks and accumulate these kind of assets, equities that are related to oil. Looks like there's nothing in front of it. Let me ask you this, since you do bring up 94 and it's an obvious area. Can you think of anything that could be a catalyst for a breakdown on this market?
I think you would have to see. Here's my concern. It's heading into summer. So far, we're not seeing any demand destruction. In fact, each week we're
Yeah. Are you there?
Yeah, we lost her a little bit there.
Not my internet.
No, I know last week we had talked to Tracy, and she's in the middle of relocating out of Canada, so I know she's traveling around. So I believe she was in a hotel last week and probably still is this week. So Tracy,
maybe that's why she disconnected the first time.
Yeah, I'm assuming it is. So we'll probably just have to.
Too bad. I'll have to reschedule her.
Well,
I'll wait till she gets settled.
Actually, she just logged out. I bet you she logs right back in. So let's keep an eye out for her. But she has some really great, opinions about oil and the energy markets, and I love hearing what she has to say. So because now that she's a partner over at Quarterly Intelligence, she's got access to a lot of data breakdowns too. So
who's that? Nicholas Glinsman?
I don't know people's names right off the top of my head.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not good like that.
I think I interviewed him.
Oh, okay. There she is.
Stuff.
She's back.
Sorry,
that's okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I switched to my phone. I'm at a hotel and the internet's not the best.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I had to brief everybody, Tracy. I figured you're still, trying to relocate from Canada back to the US, and you're traveling all around. And I had to tell everybody that last time we spoke last week, you were in a hotel. So figured it was probably still the case.
Yes. And so, well, back to what I was saying. So People's Party Congress is in the fall, and Xi cannot afford to have the whole country locked down. So at some point this summer, they're going to have to reopen. And so that's a bunch of demand flooding back into the market. And so that's your bull case for oil. Now, really your bear case would be we'd have to really start seeing some severe demand destruction, especially in the United States. Again,
people aren't going to stop driving after being locked up for 2 years.
Well, exactly. And we're also seeing airline prices rise significantly, which means people probably be driving more on to vacations, right? Instead of flying. So I just don't see, again, I mean, your bear case would be we'd really have to see a lot of demand fall out from the US.
A severe recession.
Exactly. And we're just not seeing that. And even if we're looking at people are choosing basically, to travel and gasoline over like retail stuff. If you looked at like earnings, right? And so
they weren't buying flat screens or washers and dryers, Target and Walmart.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. So, bull case in oil. I know you're an inflationista. I wanted to ask you about uranium, and I want to ask you about a question that I've done sometimes. And, I started following that euro when you talked about it.
Euro, yeah. I mean, it did after when we spoke, we did have a nice move up. It's since, pulled back some again. And I talked about this last time. Uranium's been a very difficult trade for years and years and years. So it's kind of one of those things you want to take your profits and be happy with the trade.
Well, I was going to ask you a question, as far as selection and trade selection, and you don't know how many times I've been right about a sector and have been in an underperforming issue. And I'm wondering what you use as far as selection in sectors for the kind of stocks you go for, because you're picking gold, last year when gold was doing nothing, was very solid. It was, what was the name of it? I have it with my golds here.
GFI.
Here, GFI, yeah.
Yep.
So last year it popped. You had a nice move. I remember most of the other golds were doing nothing. Most of the other golds were languishing until the end, and that was making a move. It kind of led the market.
Yeah.
Do you like it down here?
I am back in it. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So do you think we have a dollar turn, Tracy? I mean,
I think you're gonna have to. I mean, I think that we've got some Forex rebalancing at the end of this month, which could kick up the dollar a little bit. But I think that, it's too strong right now. I mean, for emerging markets. So they're gonna have to do something. Whether that's open swap lines or whatever they have to do to kind of, put the kibosh on the dollar a little bit, just from a global standpoint.
Okay. So you think there'll be some type of intervention?
I think they're going to have to.
Okay. Yeah, you think
the
Japanese
you're going to start
will
seeing
be
defaults everywhere.
What do you think we're doing with trying to force Russia into a default by not letting payments be processed to service their loan to the IMF? Are there any implications? It's way out of my pay grade.
I think that in general, and what we did with freezing their assets at the Fed,
and Canadian truck drivers,
right? Seriously, but I think that it sets a bad precedent because it's never ever happened before, right? And so that kind of loses faith in the Fed and in the system, and so I think that kind of weakened the Fed standpoint.
I think that Powell actually said it'd be okay to have more than one reserve currency. I heard that reported, or more. Anyway, Yeah. Anyway, there are, I mean, the SDRs at the IMF. It's
Right.
just, I mean, everyone's changing their basis. I think Israel lowered its dollar allocation model for the first time in a
Right.
long time. That made news. So I think it could be the story of the rest of the year. I think everyone loves a dollar, and you can understand they're going to buy every break. It makes sense technically,
Right.
but you know, when you look at it long term,
You know,
could it
I
be
think
just a
you're really gonna have to really pay attention to the news on this one. You know what I'm saying? Because if we do have, you know, some sort of intervention, you know, that could be a quick move down.
yeah, yeah, because you know, look, we're near the end of the month. This is a monthly candle trace, and it's a reversal. I mean, I haven't seen one of these all the way up,
I
and
know.
that's how it ended up here, was a negative reversal month after breaking out over this same support level over like 101. Back under 101, they're going to feel, I think, some pressure. Anyway, I think that that you know I think is going to make it great for inflationistas like you. A weaker dollar should be jet fuel for certain commodity markets, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, it should. I mean, it's not really a one-to-one correlation right now, just because we have real supply and demand issues.
Yeah.
Right. And so that it's kind of divorced, like, you know, we're seeing oil go up as the dollar goes up. So I just like to warn people, it's not always, you know, it's not always correlated like you think it is. The correlations break down at times.
And I'm sure your view hasn't changed on things that grow.
No, I still ags, love ags.
Yeah. So I think there was a decent break in this yesterday. Oh, that's a monthly corn. I guess they were getting rain. But I mean, don't you have to, you know, look for technical entries, beans, what, triple top, wheat? Wheat is
Yeah, I
really the
typically
one.
wouldn't really, I
Yeah.
mean, wheat's a hard trade. Really, how I'm playing that is DBA. I see it's on your thing because we talked about it last time.
Oh, that's right. DBA. That's right.
Really, what I
DBA.
like about that is that it's a basket of agriculture futures. So you're not kind of pigeonholed into, you know,
Yeah.
one market.
Yeah, I think it includes what, and anything, cotton and
It's
sugar.
cotton, livestock, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
wheat,
I tell
corn,
you,
soybeans.
you know, I used to work on the floor at the CME and traded meats for a while early in my career. I had looked at them for years. It was mind-boggling to me. It was like a Twilight Zone episode. The prices for live hogs and cattle, it's amazing. So inflation needs to still. What
I
about
think,
equities and risk here,
I
Stace? What are
mean,
you telling people?
I mean, obviously, it's, you know, it's risk off. I think you have to be very nimble right now. Obviously, it's a trader's market for sure. We'll have
Wasn't
to
that
see.
the sneakiest move you've ever seen in your life on Friday afternoon after
Yes,
everyone left? Huh?
that was nuts. That was nuts.
You
That
know,
was,
I mean, you know, it's come down to this where, you know, they're waiting till everyone turns her head to, you know, make moves like this.
I mean, I kind of would watch today's action. If you're a bull, you kind of don't want this to make a lower low. I mean, we could be putting in sort of a midterm complex bottom here, right?
Yeah,
You have some
could be.
divergence on your RSI going on. So
Here and here.
yeah.
Yes. Right. Well, maybe one more shot. There'd actually be another divergence there if it did it. You know, if we had a 3, if it
Exactly.
did this, it's not going to confirm at new lows. That's why I think if it does, it might be worth a shot for, you know, some kind of reaction.
Decent move.
Yeah. So anything else you want to talk about? I mean, the industrial metals like copper still looks pretty weak to me.
I mean, it kind of, if you know, if you go to a weekly chart on that one or a monthly chart, really,
There's a monthly.
we haven't gone anywhere since
That's a good
2021.
point.
We've been between $4 and $5.
Right.
So again, I'm seeing some consolidation here. If, you know, China opens up again. And,
True.
you know, if Europe doesn't go into a manufacturing recession, you know, I think that it could still make a move higher. I still like it for longer term.
Yes.
But really right now, again, it's been a sideways market for a year and a half.
So I guess, you know, if you're conservative and say someone like Steve Volge, who likes to wait for confirmations, not anticipate them, you just go with the breakout of the range.
Exactly.
Either under 4 you're short, over 5 you're long.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, Trace, great talking to you, and thank you. While you're on the road, and I hope you have a good journey and find what you're looking for.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to be on.
Okay, everyone. Shy Girl, that Shy Girl, follow her.
Thanks, Tracy.
Read her work.
Thanks, you
And
guys.
listen. And
go to
listen to Blake.
intelligencequarterly.com is where I'm at now.
Okay. Is that Nicholas Glinsman?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I thought so. Well, isn't it great to be part of a great team? Like I know we have here at the F.A.C.E experience.
Absolutely.
That you have, it's great to work with people that you respect and you learn from every day.
Absolutely.
So congratulations on that, Trace.
Thank you.
We're all rooting for you. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So that's a wrap, everyone. You could join the team in 25 minutes on the Morning Edge, and hope you enjoyed this edition of the F.A.C.E experience. And if you took some profits, you could go on, flip on that Hendricks experience, and it has nothing on the F.A.C.E experience. Right, Blake?
That's right, Mon.
All right, everyone. Good hunting. See everyone tomorrow. Adios.
Hey traders, this is Blake Morrow with ForexAnalytix. Thanks for stopping by our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like these videos, share them, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the content that we provide here for free. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video.